are live. I'm trying to figure out how to. I'm doing this a different one today. I'm doing this different today. I am live in Vegas, and like as live can be because I actually just have. Hold on, I feel like I got to put that up there, and I got to figure out how to look at it. New West Convention Hall of the Las Vegas Convention Center, West Hall. I am here, Poodle fam. Again, this is my you know that I oversee all the the technology at USC for a living. This is my Super Bowl week. This is my big one. This is everything. I've been doing a lot of traveling with this show that I'm at right now. This is the one that I am all about, and my staff member is walking by. Yes, and so here's the thing. Um, I have been traveling a lot. I have been on the road. I have been, trying to get, you know, as we all have lives, right? We all have things that we're doing, and that Poodle or your crypto, for a lot of us, it's stuff that we have to sit there and go. It's our second life, right? It's other stuff we want to do. And I started thinking about a month ago. Remember, we had our 1 year birthday party, and I took it from Vegas. And when I was in Vegas, and if you remember, that was the debacle. I'm trying to get people to call in, and we couldn't get it figured out. And so you know, uh, however, anyway, we got it. We put it into the chat room, all of that stuff. And something was said to me on that. Um, After that, Moose had mentioned, "Hey, Joe," and I think I've said this. And that's how I came when I was in Spain and I did the episode about I want to do better. And that was because, obviously I was drinking, having champagne on a show, and, slurring words and all that stuff. And I thought, wow, that is a representation of our token. Now, what happens with us as a token as we start to look at what our where we're going to go? There's been moves, as we know. Sasha has been the rock star for this token. Sasha has taken it under his wings, and all of these projects that have been going. And I've been traveling and trying to catch up. I'm actually really excited. This week is, even though this is my big one, I've actually had four major industry conferences that kind of fell within 9 weeks that were all moved because of the pandemic. It normally doesn't fall that way. After this week, I have no traveling except for a weekend where I'm coming out to the Metaverse Expo that you've heard about last week when I was talking to Rob. But I'm back home for a long time, almost 2 months, where I'm going to be able to really focus more on just moving us forward. We've got some great things that we're going to be doing with some devs and some of our interns. The interns that I have are going to come onto the project. You're going to see some great things moving forward. And so I started thinking, when you have changes and as we have our partnerships, what role do we have? What role do we play in our own investment? That's why I titled this one, we hold our own destiny, right? A lot of times investors sit there and say, when is it going to moon? What's going to happen? And they don't take ownership of their own project. You want other people to do the work. So I want to do a call out. First, I need to do a standing ovation to Sasha, because he is the brains and everything to get this thing going. But the fact is, it can't be, if we want to be successful, if we want to see us moon, quote unquote, it can't be the Sasha show. We have to have everybody be able to step up and take a part in this. That's the most important thing for us, is that we all step up and take an active role in what our token does. I've loved seeing a lot more activity with the games, and we've got the championships, and new mods are now on here. But we have to recognize this is a community token. And we say community token means we've all voted on what direction we're going to go. We all vote on changes and directions. But yet, what we see is really one or two people doing all the work. Well, that can't be the case. All of us who want this to go have to be able to step up and find ways that we can all help, right? We love Sasha for everything he's doing. He is, as you can tell, the most stand-up guy in the world. but we all have to pitch in. We all have to go in and do better. And I even say that to myself, right? I know when I was doing the, when I was asked to be an admin, and I said this to Sasha when I saw him we met in Portugal. I said, I kind of felt bad taking the admin position because I knew that I had, I think the 4 largest tech conferences in the globe within a 9-week span. And it was going to be really hard for me to do anything. I'm really excited that it's almost done, and I'm going to be able to now step up and take on more responsibility and help with some of that load. And I've dedicated, and I told Sasha that, just let me get through this one, and then let's get to work and let's get going. But I want to make that call to everybody else, right? Imagine if we all just put that extra, even just 1 hour a week, not even just about putting things on Telegram or putting things on Twitter. What about real work? What about designing videos? There's apps you can download that will help you create a video. What about doing the AR and taking your poodle and putting them out somewhere, right? When was the last time that you did the AR app and you took a picture somewhere of your poodle out there? Likewise, I need to do more with that too. I'm going to be doing it. One thing I'm going to do, I'm doing the keynote address on Thursday. Oh boy, that's tomorrow. My days, when Vegas days get all blurred together. And I'm doing the keynote address, and I'm speaking on how the metaverse is going to impact my industry, the audiovisual industry. And I'm going to basically be doing a case study on Poodle. And I'm going to be able to stand up there on stage. I got my Poodle shirt ready, so it'll be a good one. I'll wear my Poodle shirt up there on stage. And just really talk about how what we do can impact lives, not just in learning. I know I work in higher ed, but in general, the world is changing. When we have our partnerships, like our metaverse partnerships, you realize that we have an opportunity to take hold of our own destiny, but our own token, being a spendable currency within a metaverse, which is the direction things are going in. Did you know that we end up having who is it that just did? I'm going to get the name of the company wrong, but there was just a study, so I won't say who it was. They're estimating by 2030, there will be $13 trillion industry in the metaverse. So the metaverse will be a $13 trillion annual industry. But do you know what it is right now? It's about 200 billion, which is still a large number. But do you realize what increase that is? And by being able to be a token who jumps into that now and positions themselves now, is the ones who are going to benefit down the road. If I told you that if you do a little bit of work and you get there and help the token, and you find ways to promote us, you find ways to use it, and you get within our partnerships and you take our partner tokens and you get involved with that, then in 5 years, you're going to have that. And we talk about 100x, true billions, whatever. But you're going to be, think about it, what if you bought Amazon in the first year it existed? What if you bought Apple the first year it existed? What if you bought Google the first year it existed? That's the position we're in right now with Poodle. The partnerships being done are ones that are going to change the world. And that's why when I get up on stage tomorrow, I'm going to talk about how what we're doing has impact and how what we can do and what we're doing as a token, as an example, allows for so much growth within the world, right? And that's what I want to say to you. Hey, Susan, I just saw you on there. Thanks for joining the show. This is where I think we need to make sure that we're all doing something, right? Because it's a very, 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 what's the right word? I'm trying to think of the right word. Influential time. It's an important time. It's a time where what we do now can position ourselves for better or for worse, right? We know that in the last few weeks when the market has crashed, that people didn't know what to do. You had hedge funds dropping their their crypto because they needed to make more money or save money. They took what they considered more risky investments out. But you know what that does is it creates opportunity. People still believe and know the blockchain is the future. They still know that crypto is the future, but they don't know exactly where to invest in it, how to invest in it, what it's going to look like. So that's my call to you. We have the ability to define what that's going to be like in the future. Nobody else does. So I want to, really, really challenge you all. Before you check the chart every morning when you wake up, because we know that we're a safe token, right? We've got KYC admins. We know that we've got the liquidity lock. We know that we're an unruggable token. But I encourage you, before you check what your wallet's worth in the morning, I encourage you to do something for the token. Send out a tweet. Create a video. Download an app on your phone that creates a video. Take a picture of your poodle on AR. Do something like that before you check. That will make a difference. That is how we end up making this thing happen. We have to stop letting and thinking that it's the admins that have to do all the work. Right now, it's Sasha. Sasha's done amazing. But like I said, it cannot be him. It has to be all of us coming together. All of us taking a load off. Everybody getting out there and saying, this little bit I can do. Do you realize what Sasha's doing? If he's spending, 18 hours a day, well, but 18 people each do 1 hour a day, you can split that up. Then imagine how effective we would be, how much of a community we would be. It's simple math, and we can do that. So I want to encourage you, find a way, because our destiny is in our hands. It is all in our hands. I 100% believe that, and I know that we can do it. If you see the things that are happening, and look at the way other tokens are embracing us, look at the partnerships that are being done. Remember back just episodes ago when we first did our swap zone partnerships and how they were talking about what made them decide to bring us on, and it was because they trusted our community. And they said, these are people that I want to be involved with. And that's the one thing that carries over, right? From all the crypto legends and all of the other projects sit there and go, well, we believe in this because we believe in the people behind it. Now, what if we could distribute that work and we could create more and do more with it? And that's what we have to do. Sorry if it's loud. I'm on a trade show. I almost did it from the trade show floor. I was going to do a little tour, but I knew that would never go off well. So I'm here in a hallway. And so what I really want to encourage everybody is find a way to make a difference. The one way I'm going to do it this week is I'm going to stand up and I'm going to get up on a main stage and I'm going to shill our token. I say this, yes, we are, what we've seen and happening, I love Sasha's latest comment there. If you look at everything that we've been working on and how it's starting to come together, it's all these pieces that maybe didn't make sense before have now come together and are being shown as to why we've been doing everything we've been doing. That's the key. A lot of times people don't understand because what they thought, and I think we talked about this last week when I had Rob on, is how many people thought, you invest and then you moon. You invest and then you moon. No, that's not how tokens work. Utility is what makes a difference, right? Do you have value in what we're doing? And that's the key. You load your bags while you can, and then you put in that little work. I know Elle's she just our champion of our social. But what you recognize is how many times have you been challenged? Just get out there and put a tweet out there. Get out there and do an Instagram post. Get out there and do a TikTok something. If every single person just did one thing on each of their social medias or told one family member and did one thing every day, just one simple thing, do you know what that works out to? That just multiplies and it multiplies and it gets exponential. If we see our partnerships like you saw in there with possibilities with Everrise, all these other things that are starting to be announced, okay? Those don't happen without active communities, right? What other partners don't want to see is a dead token. They don't want to see a dead investment. They want to see things moving, right? And so if they see an active community continuing to build and continuing to create stuff, that's the difference. That's what we need to see. I'm excited, even in a few weeks when I come for the weekend over the Metaverse conference and the Metaverse Expo. There's going to be some big players here. There's going to be a lot of people looking at what we're doing. We're going to be able to sponsor some things. We have great things coming. The paperwork has been in and turned in to sponsor an esports team and to sponsor an NFT gallery. Those are things that are real life differences, right? And those are real life uses of our tokens saying, look, we're legit. You don't see other tokens being parts of esports and streaming and all of that. That is the key. And so I cannot wait to start seeing all of this stuff start to come together. And again, it's been pieces and it's been parts, but it's happening. But we need you. Our destiny is in your hands. Your destiny on this token is in your hands. This is not just an admin show. I'm here doing a Poodlecast. That's what I do. Now, some days I get to produce it. Some days I'm sitting in a hallway doing a show. But I dedicated to this token that I will not skip a week. Some are great and professionally done. Sometimes I got to do what I got to do because I'm on the road. But the fact is, we all need to be dedicated. The more dedicated we are and say, I'm going to commit to something and I'm going to do it and I'm going to follow through with it, that's how we get stronger. That's how this token continues to get noticed. And so that's my encouragement to you all, is find ways to continue to do that. I don't know what it's going to look like for you, but there's going to be a way. Right. I've said this early on in some other episodes. Everyone has a skill. I don't know what your skill is. I don't know what you're good at. If you're a finance person, you're a creative person, you're a math, whatever. If you're a legal person, right? If you're a lawyer, guess what? We can use this stuff. We can use the community talent. Reach out. Even if you only have an hour a week, like I said, if everyone gets out there and does this, even 1 hour a week, but more people do it, the more gets done. Like I said, it's simple math. That's how, my challenge for you, I love that Sasha's doing all this stuff, but the fact is he should be making the connections and the relationships. The rest of us should be pulling on the hard work. We've been able to bring in, some third-party devs. We've been doing third-party devs for a long time, long before it was really ever announced, so that we could get some things done. But what if we could build that team? What if, Sasha was managing the team of devs rather than having to guide them, right? And we had that active community. If that's something you do, let's get you involved in it, right? I'm going to challenge is have mods. I don't want more mods. I want more people who can say, I can bring this to your token. I can bring this skill to the project, because that's how we're going to continue to grow. So that being said, I knew this is going to be a short one this week. The funny thing is, it used to be a 20-minute, 30-minute Poodlecast, and then I started running them long. So we're going to go with our 20-minuter this week. I will be back. I am back in the studio, back on my campus, back at home next week. And that's where you're going to start to see a difference. I committed to this when I said I would take on the role of admin. Like I told Sasha, I wish it would have happened a little bit after, in mid-June, because that's going to be the difference in my life. As things start to open up, you're going to see me on the Telegram more. You're going to see me more active. That's my commitment to you. Just like I made the commitment that I will not miss a week of the Poodlecast, I'm going to make the commitment that you're going to be able to see me step up more, me use my opportunities to be able to create a community for you. Now my question is, what's your commitment going to be? What do you do? What can you say? I'm going to give 1 hour, 1 hour a week. I'm going to give 10 minutes a day. I'm going to give an hour a day. What can you do? What can you commit to and follow through? Because that's really all we need. We just need follow through with our commitments. That's the key. So I love you, Poodle fam. You guys are amazing. Again, this is my therapy, and I look forward to seeing you next week as soon as I get home on Saturday morning, you're going to see me. First thing, I'm jumping on that TG. We're going to start having some fun. Got some AMAs coming and some other live shows. I'm going to start getting some guests. I know we have a lot of new community members. If you're a new community member and you're active, I would love to see you on the show, okay? I want to start getting new people on the show. Let's start getting active. Let's do this. We're going to rock it. Again, this is all of us, everybody. We've got this. So, that being said, have a great week. We'll see you soon. Love you, Poodle fam. Now, how can I turn this off? Dun-dun-dun. Here we go. Love you. I know, Win Joss. All right, I feel like I just want to keep talking to y'all. All right, take care, Poodle fam.